Take a drink of water first. Well, Joe, another TKO victory here in the UFC. I guess what are the emotions after picking up a win over a man that probably has more total fights than most people in this division?
Shit, what am I feeling? I feel very satisfied right now. A lot of work, man. Trained my ass off, hardest weight cut, hardest strength conditioning program that I've done. And I really broke down footage of this man, and I've always envisioned before I was ever in the UFC fighting Gerald. I think he's a very respectful opponent, a very formidable opponent, and I almost am sorry that I had to fight him, but, you know, this is about providing for my financial security and moving up the ladder, man. So nothing but respect to him, but to answer your question, I think I feel very happy and satisfied.
When you say it was a hard weight cut, was it a difficult weight cut to lose all that, or was it just you just put in all the work? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I had my first contender fight. Obviously, it didn't go my way with the arm breaking and everything, so which caused me to have surgery 2 times over the course of 2 years. I was not allowed to lift. I couldn't lift. I couldn't do a strength conditioning program. So then I made my comeback fighting this past December or whatever it was. And I got a knockout, right? And then I got a call for Contender Series against Ozzy Diaz, beat Joe Pyfer, that whole thing. I still was never on a strength conditioning program. The next day I got home. That Wednesday, I fought Tuesday. That Wednesday I got home. I said yes to the next fight in September on my birthday. Took that fight. Didn't get a chance to change up the program. So it was a hard weight cut because from September when I won my last fight, went out to Abu Dhabi with Sean Brady, all that. I took all that time and was just building on my frame. So, yeah, it was a tough weight cut because I got a little yoked, you know what I mean?
You also said you obviously broke down Gerald and you had kind of envisioned him fighting him for quite a bit. So when you were in there, were there any moments where you were like, I know exactly what you're going to do right now, and then took advantage of it?
I knew he was very left hand happy and left body kick happy. I do believe that he was going to the inside leg because he really believed he was going to find like the head kick. I don't know what his game plan was, but I also wanted him to keep hitting me. Like you guys noticed, I don't think I threw a freaking punch for like the first fucking minute. Try not to curse and I curse, but yeah, I didn't throw a punch for the first minute because I wanted to gauge his speed. I knew he was slow from the film, but I wanted to physically be in there and be like, all right, this motherfucker's not that fast. I knew I was going to be faster than him. So, yeah, I mean, I got his speed, and then that's when I started pressing him, and I started going to, like, trying to get his back to the cage. You notice when I threw them shots, where was he? Yeah. Back was on the cage. So, yeah, I'm fucking not that smart, bro. But, yes, I knew he was going to be yeah, I knew what he was going to do.
And when you did drop him, you didn't pour it on right away. Like you kind of circled around a lot looking for those openings. Is that because of how dangerous he is off the ground, or because you were just looking for those openings?
Nah, it's not because of how dangerous he is on the ground. I mean, listen, he's good. Like he's tough. You know, that's what makes him a veteran. He's tough. He knows how to hang in there. But this man's been finished before. And I know how hard I hit. So I just was being respectful of, I got 15 minutes to beat this man just because I dropped him. Look, he's been hit before and he drops, and then he lays and covers up, and then he recovers. I wanted to hit him, let him fall, see what I have, and then start, pick him apart. I would have gone to the ground if I felt like he wasn't going to get up. But trust me, man, people sleep on my jiu-jitsu. My first love was jiu-jitsu at 4.5 years old. So all these motherfuckers out here in this division that think I can't grapple, stay tuned.
So going off of that, I guess, what would you like the rest of your year to look like? How active would you like to be?
I don't know, man. I gotta heal up some shit. I've been burying some things that I have to take care of, and then my left elbow's kind of always had like this weird, I don't know, like a nerve pain, the good arm. So I do want to go get that checked out. It just kind of like really irritated me in the fight right now. So yeah, I want to go get checked out, heal my body, and I don't want to be overzealous. Like, 2 fights in the UFC. I'm 26 years old. I've been through a lot of shit, and I want to make sure that when I take the next fight, I'm not taking the next fight because I need money. I'm taking the next fight because I'm ready to make a run, and that's what the point of this is. I just jumped up. How many fucking spots was Gerald? Was Gerald like 22 or something? I'm like 63. I don't know, all this stupid bullshit tapology crap of people saying I'm going to get knocked the fuck out or submitted. What now? You know what I mean? So I'm in a good position. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take care of my health, and then we'll figure it out. We'll move forward.
So is it safe to say when you do take the next fight, no more Apex? You want these big arenas?
Hey, man, I'll fight wherever they want me to. I like the no arenas, but this was very, very cool, especially to walk out to the Rocky song, you know, obviously them being in Philadelphia and things like that. So it was surreal, man. I loved it. And the people were great, you know. I guarantee you guys, like most of them had no idea who I was. And then after my win, after the speech, all that emotional shit, because again, I'm very happy to be here. It's been my whole life. Some people don't understand that, and some people will never know what that feels like. But yeah, I loved it, man. Great showing for my first crowd.
You talked about being yoked up now. Did you feel that extra power when you were in the cage tonight?
Honestly, man, I watched briefly, like being with Joe Rogan, when I looked up at the screen, I didn't really feel like I clipped him that hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, to answer your question, I feel a lot more like juicy. I feel thick. Like I feel like I got some ass behind my shots, and I feel like I had speed before that really made me like hurt people. But you know, now it's like I got the speed still, and I got some power behind it. So I tell you what, the ground and pound I think hurt him more than on the feet.
And then you talk about the emotion that you had after and the things that you've been through. So when you talk about how much you want those bonuses, do you think that, because a lot of people just, hey, I'm just happy to be here, but how much means to you if you do get that bonus tonight?
It means the world to me, man. This is changing my life. I had fucking negative in my account when I fought for Dana on Contender again, and I had to ask the man, like, yo, man, like I didn't even ask him. I just told him, hey, I'm about to be sleeping on my friend's couch. I have nowhere else to go. Like, you know, and that's a very common thing. I'm not sitting here crying the blues, but I'm not going to sit here and have a closed mouth and say, hey, I don't need help. You know what I mean? So, yeah, $50,000 changes my life, man. I'm nobody. I fight in the UFC, but I'm not financially secure in life. So, listen, I go out there to perform. I go out there to make you smile, make all you guys smile, make all you guys like what I do. You know what I mean? I'm not in there trying to fucking win decisions. I'm in there trying to put my body on the line and hurt these motherfuckers. They're trying to take from me. So, yeah, I want the bonus. I went in there and I just fucking crushed a guy that was 40 ranks ahead of me with the most submission wins in the division, and the only other person to finish this motherfucker was Khamzat Chimaev. You think that's fair? I think it's fair. I know you think it's fair.
All right, man, you're giving me a smile right here, but also, can you call out somebody that you would want to face next?
Dustin Stoltzfus. I called that motherfucker out on the DMs. I respect the man. I like the man. I think he's a good human being. But this man is 1-4 in the UFC. I have a catastrophic fucking injury for the rest of my life that doesn't go straight anymore. When I DM'd him before I DM'd Gerald, just so everybody knows this. And I understand that something was going on with his health, and I hope he's okay. I hope his family's okay. But as a competitor in the UFC, he's still contracted. I want to fight him. And if he's not contracted, I feel fucking stupid. But I think he's still in the UFC, and why wouldn't I want to run that back? I wasn't able to compete for 2 years because of this man. He's still in the UFC. I'm an unranked fighter in the middleweight division. I don't even care to be in the top 15 right now. I want to fight that man. That's personal for me. I want that shit back. So Dustin Stoltzfus is the only call I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, fellas.